Okay, so I am here. It's 48 degrees out right now. There's some color. It'd be, I think it's going to be really nice when I get up there on the trail. A little breezy. It is right now just after 2 o'clock. But this is the parking lot on the north end of the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, otherwise known as the Pine Creek Trail. I'm going to try and do 8 to 10 miles today, and we'll see where we go, but I'm going to get on the road. Okay, so we are off. So, it says, the sign says 30 miles. Some of the trips I've seen say 31. Some of them say just under 30, and I might be just under 30 because getting a later start than I wanted to today. And the campsite that I'm going to try and make it to is at mile marker 10. But there's a shortcut that I can take at mile marker 8 that will get me to camp earlier. So we'll see what kind of time I make when I get to 8 and see what time it is and whether or not I can, how I feel, whether or not I can make it to do the entire 30. Doesn't look like there's a ton of vistas to be seen during that last part there. It is going to get cold tonight, down in the 20s is what they're saying. So love hiking when it's cool like this. You don't sweat quite as much. You don't feel as nasty at the end of the day. I like it that all the snakes are sleeping, but it's gorgeous out here. You can tell when the wind kicks up, the leaves are really falling. And still a lot more green than what I expected to be in the woods here, but it is beautiful. This first part of the hike is definitely uphill. You can see, I don't know if you can see down there or not, but it's kind of a drop off. You got to go through this little, where water flows here. The road's right up there, so not that far from the road right now, but it's pretty steep down there. You can kind of see the side. If you slip, you can slide a little bit. Tree will catch you before you hit the bottom, but a bear getting back up. So this trail runs right along the rim in a lot of places. It's pretty cool. You gotta kind of watch where you're going because there are roots and stuff to step over, and you could trip on them. And if you trip the wrong way, some of the places the trail runs are pretty close to the edge. So probably not a good idea to walk along recording the trail, you know, and not paying attention to what you're doing. Wouldn't advise that. I mean, what kind of idiot would do that? I'm crossing a road here, and it looks like I'm going into Colton State Park. So I don't know if I have been in Colton State Park or not, but here we got the trail continues on. Looks like it shares the yellow trail a little bit. So I wonder if this made any noise when it fell. Huh. I mean, if there was nobody here around to hear it, you know. It's pretty cool. He's ripped the whole thing out of the ground. That's pretty neat. Huh. There's a 2-track here, these old cabins here. Picnic table. Somebody must use this or own it. There's like a shed. There's a cabin back there. But I've been hiking down this 2-track for a while. I got another. Well, I'm gonna try and at least do 8 miles tonight. Sun's going down and it's getting cold, and I need to be set up before it gets way too cold. But like I said, I want to make as much distance tonight. My goal is at least 8 miles, and I'm at about 5.5 now. So I want to try and do trying to do 3 miles per hour, thereabouts, so that I can start setting up or decide where I'm going to camp by 6:30. It's 5:15 right now. Oh my God. So I am about 7 miles into this thing, and I crossed the road, and holy crap, there is a really long, steep climb here. I'm looking at the top going, come on, we can do it. Done this before, but I was out of commission and out of shape there for a long time after the Grand Canyon. So I had a foot injury, and my foot's bothering me a little bit today, actually. And this is day 1, so I'm hoping that that's going to be okay. But I want to knock another mile out, but it's getting dark, starting to get dark. Sun's going down over the mountain, and it's starting to get cold. So as soon as I get up this hill, I think the first camping spot I find, I've got to find a water source, replenish my water, especially since if it gets really super cold tonight, I'm going to need to heat up an Algene and for warmth. So I probably have at least a mile, maybe 2, and I got to keep moving. Okay, this sucks. It's dark. There was a small little place down there to camp. I just passed where there's water, but there were like 3 tents of women set up there, and I could tell they didn't want me anywhere close. So I'm gonna have to stop and get my headlamp out. I can still see a little bit here, but I think there's a stream crossing coming up, and then I'll camp there. I don't care who's there. Well, I got to set up now in total dark. I I don't know exactly how many miles I did, but it took me a while to find a water source. This is a first for me, setting up in the middle of the woods in the complete dark. I did find a place to, you can't see it over there, but a place to hang my bear bag. I'm going to set my tent up there and look around the camp tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm on or off the trail. There's just a water source. I'll find it in the morning.
Good morning. It's day 2. Last night I got in. It was so dark and had to set up my tent, pitch black. I don't even know where I'm at in regards to the trail. There was water though. Used my 0-degree bag for the first time last night and it felt pretty good. I'm updating temperature on my inReach now. I don't know what it got down to, but I'll look. I think it was supposed to get down to 28, but that might be tonight. Maybe it was in the 30s, but I did okay. Now I'm gonna get up. I did not cook last night. It was getting cold, so I'll probably cook breakfast today at some point, or cook what I was gonna eat for dinner last night. But anyway, day 2.
Well, here's the campsite that I chose. There's water right down there. Pretty nice campsite actually. So I had my bear bag hanging on that branch, which is a little closer to the tent than I like, but it was so dark and I had no idea where I was going or what I was stepping in last night. I was glad to make it to a campsite. There's my tent. There's a log over there that I'm just cooking some coffee on. Just made coffee. And so I came in through here last night. I was walking around a little bit this morning trying to find where the blazes are, and I'm gonna have to look because I'm not able to see any. I know I saw one just past the creek last night, so the trail I think ventures off another direction, but down here's where the water is. I thought I might be right on the trail last night when I set up, but I wasn't. But that's where I went and filtered. I came up this way. So there'll be a blaze around here. I have to look for one. Get myself back on track. So I actually camped right where that water spot is between 11 and 12, right here. And I think today I'm going to try. I'm going to come all the way around up through here. I definitely want to try and get, the total. You look at the total length here. I'm going all the way to Rattlesnake, which is over here at this parking spot. And so today, I think I'm going to try and set a goal to maybe go to 24. And that will put me 6 miles out tomorrow. So should be a beautiful hike down through here. But I'm gonna shoot a goal for, we'll see what time it is, maybe 23. But it looks like there's some beautiful vistas along through here. That's what these little eyebrow looking things are on the map. Those are the overlooks, the vistas. So that should be beautiful. But 24, I think that's where I'm going to try and go today. Well, it's about 9:30 and get started today. It was cold this morning, but I am back on the trail and should be a beautiful day. A lot more time to enjoy stuff today. I was yesterday trying to get to where I was going, and today I think there should be some really nice vistas, and so far very nice woods here. Very nice. So this is cool. There's cloud. It's very foggy. It was foggy this morning, but it's lifting. I mean, the sky is perfectly blue above the cloud, but there's this is an overlook here. You can see it peeking out a little bit over there. This is right on the edge of the trail. You can almost see the fog burning off just in the last 5 minutes. You can see a lot more of those mountains. This would be a really nice camp spot. Maybe across there. Yeah, running water. Nice. Love the sound at night. I'm going to sleep with that, but yeah, this would be nice. Somebody left the fire ring over here. So somebody else has obviously thought this was a good campsite too. And you can see where they put up the tent. Yeah. Beautiful. There's a pretty steep drop off right there. Trail runs right along this. There's some nice color over there. This would be a nice camp spot. Nice and clear. Open. And then this view right here. Oh, right off the creek down there. Oh, that's a good one. You got parking area here. This is, these guys aren't supposed to be out. Supposed to be sleeping. You're supposed to be sleeping. At least you don't have a rattle on you. But it makes me want to pay more attention. Well, this is growing up pretty good in here. Would definitely be more so in the summer or spring. I think might be tough to find the trail at those times. It's pretty well marked. You just gotta look for them. There's an orange blaze. Really hasn't been a lot of road hiking on this trail so far. This is probably the longest stretch. Yeah, to the point where I'm every once in a while just making sure that I'm still seeing orange blazes, which I am. There's one right up above. But, you know, and then trail will offshoot somewhere here pretty soon. Yeah, here we go. West Rim Trail. And back into the woods we go. Oh, this part of the trail is very tough. It's steep in places. All these loose rocks. Starting to get late again. I'm almost out of water. I thought that there would be water at 23. Actually, I thought there'd be water at 20, and then but that was dry as a bone. 23 was dry as a bone. The guy at Pine Creek Outfitters, of course, he hadn't been here in a while, but because they had the heavy rain this last week, he said all of the sites should be good. But I was basically, I'm basically out of water, close to. I maybe have a couple ounces left. So here's where I'm at with this. I'm on my way to 24 today, right now. And if 24 doesn't have water, then there's a guaranteed water source at about 26 and a half. It is right now 423. So worst case scenario, I have to do another 3 miles or so. Maybe 3.5, which is going to put me close to 6 o'clock again. But not as late as it was last night. It'll still be a little late for me to set up. So we'll see what happens. All right, so I didn't have to set up in the dark tonight. And this nice guy named Dean, right there. Hi, Dean.
Hey.
He had a fire ready to go, and he started it up and got it going here. And we shared the camp spot. So I'm on mile marker between 23 and 24 right now. So about 6.5 miles tomorrow. And it's going to get cold tonight, but it was definitely a much more relaxing and enjoyable night tonight than last night. Okay, so getting packed up. Here was my campsite for night 2. Hadn't shown this around in the light, so there's a trail there. I hung my berry bag over there. I already took it down though. Beautiful morning. Definitely not as cold as it was yesterday. Probably about, I'd say 40 or 45 degrees right now. Not bad at all. So this guy that I shared the campsite with last night, very nice guy, very nice man. Had a pretty cool little hammock set up and a backpack that his brother, who's now deceased, had made for him. It was really pretty cool, very lightweight. We mostly talked to gear and different hiking experiences, but this guy, it's obvious that he's on like a like a mission to just kind of heal his brain. He's going through a pretty rough divorce, and it's still the kind of bitterness that runs from that. But he kept talking about reading his Bible and being a Christian and all the stuff that he does for his church and everything. And I know there are definitely a lot of people out there that most of my friends have faith and are Christians and that type of thing. And this is not the video to go into that, but I'm always I wonder if I talked about being an atheist as open and honestly as, just as freely as they do, if I talked about reading Seth Andrews or Hitchens or Dawkins or Darwin or anything, would would they be, those conversations always make me curious. Would they suddenly go, oh, time for me to climb in my hammock and go, it's just, it's not something that I talk about around a fire at the campsite. I don't just bring it up and start like talking about an atheist podcast that I read or something like that. I just find, I don't know, it's interesting to me, the dynamic on that. And some cool gear talk though. That was kind of fun. I guess you realize that you're becoming an experienced backpacker when people are oohing and awing over some of the stuff that you've built or done or that you've invested in. But anyway, I am pretty much packed up. I just have to pack up a couple things in my backpack, and then I'm going to hike out the 6.5 miles today. And I'm working in Long Island right now, so it's about a 5-hour drive back there. So yay for that. This would have been a where I would have had to hike to if I had not been able to find water at that place. There is definitely water here, quite a bit actually. This is a pretty nice little site, but 24 is right here, and I camped down here, and there was a little bit of water there, not much, but enough for me to filter out. This is definitely a better water source, and kind of a nicer campsite. On the other side of those trees, right over there is where it's kind of flat and laid out, but you got running water here, and so it would definitely be seasonal. I suspect strongly this would be dried up in the summertime, but not now. So overall, this is a beautiful place to hike. I would probably call it moderate, but in difficult in parts, mostly because there's a lot of this, right? So, there's a lot of down trees and stuff to climb around. And on the path, some of it is eroded to where it's angled, kind of, it's really narrow like this, and some of it's wet and angled to where you do have to be a little careful, because if you slip, I think you're surviving. But in most places, some of them were pretty sheer drop-offs way down, and a tree or something like that would catch you before you hit the whole bottom, but I think it'd hurt you. But overall, it's a beautiful, beautiful trail. Before I leave today, I definitely have to say thanks and how much I appreciate the guys at the company that I'm working with. Danny and Chris in particular, but Mike and Sean, Sandy. You guys rock, man. And this is a contract that I took, a little skeptical, but you guys have definitely made it enjoyable, and I love working with you. So Danny in particular, you said, hey, where's my hello? Here it is, Danny. Here's your hello. All right. So this is pretty awesome. And I don't think the camera captures this, but it's just a ravine down there. Beautiful. It's starting to drizzle a little bit. I didn't know that was in the forecast, but just light, nothing major. old shed there. It says dynamite on it, but makes you wonder that they really put that in there. They just put it on there for for whatever. But there's some fresh blood in this water and something there, and some kind of organ or something there, but looks like whatever it was got drug over here in, like turned in through here somewhere. There's a blood trail that goes all the way through the woods. That's fairly recent that happened. Well, this is a nice kind of last mile and a half of this trail. So far it's soft. All the pine needles are very soft in here, and it feels actually really good to walk on. Still some roots and stuff, but it's feels good on some tired feet. Okay, I kind of spoke a little too soon, because as soon as I put the camera away another 100 yards and I was walking through this stuff, which is a dried up creek bed or stream bed, and it's rocks and they're loose. It's downhill, so a little more difficult. Easy to twist an ankle through here. I think we're coming to the end. I think this is actually mile marker 30, or pretty close. Looking at the map, I'm very close to the road, but this is one last look before I walk out of here. This is beautiful. It's been a challenging couple days, but always worth it. I think we're coming to the end here. I see what looks like a parking lot up there. That gives me a day total of just over 7 miles and a trip total of somewhere around 30. I'll add it up later, but somewhere in the ballpark of 30. Thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions about gear or trail or anything at all, please feel free to reach out to me. Look me up on Facebook at Trail Duck, and feel free to shoot me an email or a message, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out new videos. I'll try and post them as I do my adventures. So everybody, have fun, and I'll see you on the trail.